Okay, so now that we have gone over 306 and then 306A and B, subdivisions A and B, now we can attack the quizzer questions. So this is the first quizzer question for 306. In the case of personal service, proof of service shall include. Okay, I'm just going to give the answer for this because, again, the thing that I want you to remember with 306 is the standout is a description of the person served as to sex, skin color, hair color, approximate age, height and weight, and other identifying features, because that's what is honed in on in 306. Again, this video is going to be in one to three parts, so make sure you watch the beginning. This should be the last section. Okay, and so let's read the reasoning behind that. One of the things I love about the quizzers is they give you a little reasoning. So CPLR 306B provides that when personal service is made, proof of service shall include a full description of the person served as contained in choice D. This is to ensure that the defendant is actually served. Choice B is incorrect since this is not what is only required. Well, again, the standout in 306 is that particular phrase. Very important phrase. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next question for 306. Proof of service shall be A, in affidavit form when made by a sheriff, B, in the form of an acknowledgement by plaintiff, C, sworn to before a clerk of the court having jurisdiction, D, in the form of a certificate when made by an authorized public officer. Tricky. In the form of acknowledgement by plaintiff, no. Sworn before a clerk of the court having jurisdiction, no. An affidavit form when made by a sheriff, in the form of a certificate when made by an authorized public officer. A and D sound good, but I'm gonna go with D. Let's see. And I was correct. In cases other than when a signed acknowledgement is provided by the defendant, CPLR 306D requires a proof of service to be in the form of an affidavit unless service is made by a sheriff or other authorized public office, in which case it shall be made in the form of a certificate. So basically, I remembered a mention of an affidavit, but I knew for sure that the other public officer was with the certificate. So now I just need to remember by, so either the sheriff or the authorized public officer would then shall be made in the form of a certificate. So that's something to remember. Okay, let's go to the next questions. 306A. Select the correct answer upon an action commenced in the Supreme Court or county court by the filing of the summons and complaint. Okay, I believe it's B, because remember, 306A is all about the index number. And remember, it has that fee if someone is like delivering the summons and complaint and paying the fee, like a company, a delivering service, I forgot what you call it, but they're basically paying and delivering the summons and complaint and filing that with a county clerk. And then the plaintiff would have 30 days to pay that servicer for paying the fee. Remember that? Okay, so that whole thing with the index number purchase and all of that, that 306A is all about the index number. So therefore, the answer is an index number shall be assigned and the index number fee shall be paid. Okay, let's see the reference on the back page. And there it is, B. 306A provides that upon filing the summons and complaint, an index number shall be assigned and the index number fee shall be paid. There it is. Choice B is correct. Okay, and again, that 306A that's all it's about, the index number. So That should be an easy one. All right, let's go on to the next. Okay, and I believe this is the last question. Now it says 306A, but it's actually a combination of 306A and 306B, which is mentioned in the explanation. Remember, this question is all about order. And if you see the other videos where we went over it and read through the CPLR and I talked about order, you're going to see that order if you want to read it in 306B. It's not that long if you want to go read it yourself. Okay, or you can watch the video where I read it for you. So state the correct procedure by which an action is generally commenced and objection is made if service is not timely filed in the Supreme and County Court. So look at this question. It's asking you for the order of the filing, the correct procedure, okay? And it's talking about the action is commencing, right? Then it's bringing up the second part of it about the objection. Okay, if service is not made in a timely manner in the Supreme and County Court. And that's that whole thing about the fee I told you about. Okay, so the order is going to be filing first, service second, and then not made in a timely manner third. So it's going to be 2, which is summons and complaint are filed. Okay, starting the action, you pay for your index number. Then you're going to serve it. Summons and complaint are served upon defendant within the statutory period. And then finally, if service is not timely made, the defendant motions to dismiss, right? So that's going to be 213. And that would be answer C. Let's look at the... Okay, here we go. And we are correct. Answer C. List the correct procedure by which an action is commenced. An objection is made if service is not timely. In this regard, section CPLR 306A and 306B must be read together. Note, see special service rules, this is the exception, when statute of limitations is less than 4 months. Generally, however, that has to do with the election law. Generally, however, service must be made within 120 days after the commencement of the action. Okay, so you go to the court, you buy your index number, you file your papers, you have 120 days to serve. Unless it's related to the election law, which is the exception, it's 15 days because the limits is 4 months with that.